So I was listening to the radio this morning and I heard a song that made me realize that it's statistically improbable that everyone was kung fu fighting. But that reminded me that I wanted to do a video about self-defense knife myths. So let's turn this around and do that. Guys, like I said in the intro, there are a lot of myths and misconceptions, in my opinion, when it comes to self-defense and knives. And one of the biggest ones is that you can't use a knife for self-defense. So that's the first one we're going to break into. Knives for self-defense. Now, there are a lot of people that scoff at the idea of carrying a knife for self-defense and personal protection. But I'm here to tell you that the biggest factor in self-defense is not necessarily the tool you use, but having a tool available. The best knife for the job is probably the one you have on you at the time. So to say you can't carry a knife for self-defense is a very, very narrow-minded thought process. A lot of people think you just have a firearm for self-defense. That's what you carry. Well, that will get attention and that will probably scare away an opponent. These are things that you can absolutely use to extricate yourself from a situation. All of these knives will allow you some manner of getting yourself out of a situation, and whether they are necessarily the best knife for the job doesn't matter. If you've got any of these knives on you, that's what you would use. The best tool for the job is oftentimes the one you have. You don't necessarily need a specific tool, like a specific knife. We'll get into that a little bit later. But if you have a knife on you, even if it's something as simple as my Allurus here, that you could use as a way to either deter an attacker or defend yourself, or to, in most extreme cases, to end someone, the best tool is the one you got. And you can't argue that. So if this is what you have, because like people are like, oh, well, firearms are the only thing you can carry for self-defense. Not true. There's a lot of areas where you don't have that option. There are a lot of areas where you're not allowed to carry a pew-pew or firearm. I like to say that because YouTube doesn't like it when I use the actual terminology. But there's your first one, that a knife can't be used for self-defense. Knives have been used for defense and offense for years. So to say that is a very narrow-minded viewpoint. This next topic deals with blade length. Now, a lot of people will see this. Now, I've talked about these two knives in particular as being very, very good self-defense tools. This is the Cold Steel Mini Pal, and this is a push dagger style, but it is a very small and diminutive knife. But what this has going for it is this is easy to carry, it's easy to conceal, it's easy to extract and use, and it is something that most people can carry in a purse, in a pocket, around your neck with the chain, on your keys. And it's something that absolutely is very good. I'm going to tell you right now, several slashes from this will change an attacker's mind. It definitely will. You have this one that is the Best Tech Strellet, which is a folding knife with a blade about the same. Recurve, this is just dragging and grabbing and going. You're not necessarily like needing to have this big, bulky push dagger, which I'm not gonna lie, is much harder to remove from its sheath, much harder to use and utilize, much more likely that you're not gonna be able to get to it and get it removed. And you can't carry this most places. You can't put this in your pocket. You can't put this on your keychain. You can't carry this in a suit. Here's another one. This is a great, great self-defense knife if you need a second chance item, and you can carry it. But the problem is it's large and bulky. This little Pikal is just in the right range, and it gives you ease of access. A very good, useful knife for self-defense. Sometimes going larger with this is not the direction you need to go. This is more designed as a first responder's second chance, and as well as is this. But sometimes these big bulky ones aren't the direction to go. This is a lot easier to carry, and it's going to give you a very, very good tool for self-defense that can't be removed from your hand. So size in a self-defense situation, sometimes I'm going to say I don't think I would carry this as a self-defense tool, to tell you the truth. I love it. It's cool. I think some of these smaller ones would be a better option. I carry this way more often than I carry this. So that's it. Like blade size, I really think that that is something that people need to get out of their head. So let's move on to the next one. The next misconception or myth that I honestly think is blade shape. Now, these are all knives here that are marketed as self-defense tools. This is a pakal. So a pakal is a reverse grip knife. You can hold it either way, but typically, if you look, this is on here like that. This is carried in this fashion. When you pull it out, the blade is here, and it's for raking and cutting and dragging. Oh, and see, I even screwed up. The next one is this. This is the S-shaped blade on this Spyderco that gives you a very good cutting motion, deep, devastating cuts. We already looked at this one. This is more of a push dagger style, like a single edge. This is kind of a karambit or hawkbill. And this is a drop point. So a lot of people are like, oh, this is the only blade shape you should carry for self-defense. And they'll refer to like one of these or a karambit. And I got to tell you, it's not true. Any knife can be used. This is my sea snake design. This could be used for self-defense. This big push dagger and this clip point blade on this Night Stalker by TCal Knives. All of these are viable blade designs. And this is something that just people that don't know anything about self-defense or martial arts will tell you, and they'll say these things. And just because they said it on the internet, people take it as fact. And it's not true. You don't have to have a specific blade shape for self-defense. We said it at the very beginning. What's the best tool for the job? Probably the one you have on you. What's the best knife for self-defense? The one you currently have in your pocket, because when it hits the fan, you've got a tool that's available to you. It might not be the best tool, but it's the best tool right now. So that's one of the bigger misconceptions. So let's move on to the next one right after you guys hear from this video sponsor, Coffee Brand Coffee. Guys, you guys know I love coffee. I even have my own personalized coffee mug. But did you know that a lot of the coffee companies out there take a lot of the money that you give them that they should be throwing back into the company to make a better product and turn it into activism dollars? Coffee Brand Coffee does not do that. They take no stance politically any direction. They take all the money that they make and try to make a better product. So if you want to support this channel and a company that I absolutely do like the fact that they don't lean either direction politically, check out Coffee Brand Coffee. There's a link down below that will save you 5% at checkout, or you can use the coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, Crazy Sharp, all one word. They also have cold brew coffee, teas, and cocos, freshly ground and roasted to order. So check them out, support them, and support this channel. This next one is kind of borderline. It's not so much that I disagree with it, but there is an absolute that they're putting out there. People will tell you that you shouldn't carry a knife at all for self-defense unless you have training. Now, am I saying you shouldn't have self-defense training? No, absolutely. Get as much training as you can. Learn how to use a knife. Learn martial arts. Learn self-defense. Take classes. And don't just go and take a class and think that that's it. But the fact is, when it comes to self-defense, a lot of us already have got some inane ideas and things that we know how to do. This is thoughtless. This is just grabbing and dragging. You get this and you drag it across the ribs. You grab this, you get up under the armpit and you drag it down the arm. This is absolutely something that requires very little thought. It is a folding knife, so I would say you need some practice. But practice with something and being comfortable with the deployment of a knife is kind of a type of training. Now, do I say you should not get, like I said, no, I'm not saying don't get self-defense training and then carry a knife as self-defense. What I'm saying is if you don't have training, practice with the deployment, get comfortable with the knife. This is a knife that absolutely does not require a lot of thought. What you want to be comfortable with is getting it out of your pocket, deploying it, and being ready. A lot of times, the big part of everything is being aware of your situation, being aware of your surroundings, having a good head on your shoulders, keeping your head on a swivel, and knowing that there's a chance I'm going to need this. And so that you don't have to wait, have it in your hand, pull it out of your pocket, be ready for that situation. If you feel at all uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie, I do this. If I feel at all uncomfortable, I have my hand on whatever I'm carrying for self-defense. I put my hand on it because I'm being prepared. Do you have to have training to use a knife for self-defense? No. Will it help? Absolutely. But don't leave yourself out in the wind if you don't have training and you feel like you're going to be in an uncomfortable situation, or if you've moved to a new environment where there's a higher crime rate or things like that, and you feel you may be a victim. Put something in your pocket that you have at least practiced with. That's a type of training. Practiced with getting that out of your pocket. Get some self-defense classes, but don't think that, well, I don't have any training, I should just not carry it. Not having it available is the worst option. So there you go, training. And it's not necessarily untrue, but it's something that people will say that could lead to someone not carrying something and getting themselves into a situation where they needed it and don't have it. And this last myth or misconception is that you can't use a folding knife for self-defense. And it's absolutely untrue. Is a fixed blade going to be more reliable? Yes. Is a fixed blade going to allow you for a much more rapid deployment? Yes. Is this something that's going to provide you a better grip and access and probably be something you can hold on to better? Yes. But the fact is, knives for self-defense can be folding knives, and it doesn't have to be something that's specifically designed for self-defense. I would like you to look at these two knives. They are very, very similar. One is marketed as a self-defense tool. One is just a folding knife. These are very, very similar. They have very similar blade shapes. They have very similar handle shapes. They have very similar blade length, very similar handle length. The only difference is this is a fixed blade, this is a folding knife. Like I said in the last one, being prepared and having yourself ready, sometimes you can't carry this. Sometimes it's illegal for you to carry this. There are a lot of places you can't carry a fixed blade in public. There's not a lot of places that limit or restrict you from carrying a folding knife. There are folding knives, like I said, specifically designed for self-defense in mind. This was not something that was designed to be a box cutter or box opener. It's not. This is absolutely something that was designed for you to carry as a defense tool, even to the point where you pull this out of your pocket, it waves off, and you can get it in whatever grip is necessary, whatever grip is comfortable for you. So can you use a folding knife for self-defense? Absolutely. And it has been proven time and time again that people have used just regular folding knives that they've had in their pocket as self-defense. And I got news for you. Your aggressor is going to use a folding knife as a aggressive tool. Why not use yours as a defensive tool? So to say that you can't use a folding knife is, once again, narrow-minded and gets people into situations where they think they can't use a tool that they have available to them, and then they don't have anything at all. So that was my 5 little things that just irk me when I talk about stuff and I put up videos and I put up a knife and somebody says, well, there's no way that's a self-defense tool. Self-defense, ha, 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 that's funny, that thing. It's a lot of times misconceptions about people that, one, have never taken any self-defense or martial arts, and they just don't know. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day.
There you go, guys. Those were some myths and misconceptions about knives as self-defense tools that I just kind of wanted to talk about. You can disagree with me if you want, but the fact is that having a really closed-minded view of using a knife as a self-defense tool can lead you to being in a situation where you don't have the items you need to take care of yourself or protect yourself. So by saying that you have to have the training and things like that, is it recommended? Yes. But it's not a requirement, and there is no specific set, hard and fast tool that is the self-defense knife. So get that stuff out of your head. It's just going to cause trouble. Guys, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. I would love it if you would go check out my sponsors, Dull Strong Knives, Coffee Brand Coffee, Tempered Trails. All great companies that I trust. They're not going to lead you wrong. I wouldn't lead you wrong. If you use my coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, at Tempered Trail or Coffee Brand Coffee, you save 5%. on your order. I also have built an Amazon store where you can search items that I have got in my ideas list, and you can just search whatever it is you're looking for. It directly supports the channel. I would appreciate it. Any shopping you do on Amazon, just book my Amazon store. Another way you can do it, I have a membership down below. We have a lot of fun with the membership. All the members get early access to videos when I post them. All the members have access to my Gilded server where we chat and we hang out and we all talk. Baseline and premium tier members are entered into giveaways that I do that are separate from the ones I do on YouTube. And the premium tier guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube behind that paywall. Guys, that's it on this video. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.